Japandi is one of the most admired interior styles in the world, and one of the most difficult to actually live in. The photographs are perfect. The rooms are clean, considered, and beautiful. But walk into one in real life, and something is often missing, a quality of warmth and inhabitation that the photographs never quite capture. Warm Japandi is the answer to that missing thing. Here is what it is, why it works, and exactly how to bring it into any small room. Japandi emerged as a design philosophy from the overlap between two minimalist traditions, Japanese spatial restraint and Scandinavian functional simplicity, and in its best expressions it produces rooms of extraordinary calm and considered beauty. But in its most common expressions, it produces something else. Rooms that are clean to the point of feeling uninhabited, minimal to the point of feeling unfinished, and so carefully emptied of anything that might introduce warmth or personality that they feel less like places to live and more like places to photograph. The problem is not with the Japandi philosophy itself. It is with how it is most commonly applied, as a visual aesthetic to be achieved rather than as a way of living to be inhabited. The result is rooms optimized for appearance rather than for experience, and rooms optimized for appearance have a specific quality that is very easy to recognize. They feel better to look at than to be inside. Warm Japandi corrects this by returning to the original question behind both traditions. Not how should this room look, but how should this room feel to the person who lives in it every day? Warm Japandi is not Japandi with more cushions. It is not Japandi with warmer paint colors or a few additional plants. It is a fundamental reorientation of the Japandi aesthetic toward the experience of inhabitation rather than the appearance of minimalism. And that reorientation changes almost every decision in the room. Where standard Japandi uses cool gray and white as its dominant palette, at the philosophical core of Warm Japandi is the meeting of two concepts that, at first encounter, appear to be in tension with each other, and that, properly understood, are more complementary than almost any other pair of design philosophies in the world. The Japanese concept of meaningful emptiness, teaches that space between objects is not wasted but purposeful, that the pause is as important as the note, that a cleared surface is a gift to the person who sees it rather than a failure to fill it. Hygge, the Danish concept of warmth, coziness, and the particular quality of a room that makes you want to stay, teaches that a space should actively comfort the person inside it, should feel like an embrace rather than an exercise in restraint. These two concepts do not contradict each other. Gives hygge its elegance, preventing the Danish warmth from becoming clutter. Hygge gives its humanity, preventing the Japanese emptiness from becoming cold. Together they produce a room that is both spacious and cozy, both edited and warm, both calm and alive. This is the philosophical foundation of Warm Japandi, and it is why the style feels more complete than either of its parent traditions achieves alone. The material palette of warm Japandi is the most immediate and most visible way it differs from standard Japandi, and the most direct cause of the warmth that distinguishes it. Where standard Japandi tends toward pale, almost white wood, cool stone, and textiles in gray and muted tones, warm Japandi selects materials specifically for their warmth, for the quality of amber light they carry within them and release back into the room. Amber oak or walnut, darker and warmer than the pale birch of Scandinavian minimalism, richer and more present than the bleached ash of standard Japandi. On floors, on furniture, on the simple shelving that holds the few carefully chosen objects. Natural linen in the warm, undyed tones of unprocessed flax, not the bright white of washed linen, but the slightly golden cream of linen that has never been bleached. And natural stone, sandstone, travertine, warm limestone, with the visible grain and slight imperfection that synthetic surfaces can never replicate, adding weight and permanence to the warmth of the wood and textile around it. In standard minimalist design, texture is an accent. The single woven basket, the one linen cushion, the small ceramic piece that provides tactile interest against otherwise smooth surfaces. In warm Japandi, texture is the primary language, the means by which warmth is communicated across every surface in the room, not just the surfaces that have been designated for interest. This means that the floor has visible grain. The walls have slight plaster texture rather than paint uniformity. The sofa upholstery has the soft, slightly irregular weave of natural linen rather than the smooth uniformity of synthetic fabric. The shelf holds objects in different materials: ceramic, wood, stone, dried plant, each with its own surface quality, each catching the light differently, together creating a room that rewards close attention rather than simply presenting well at a distance. Texture in warm Japandi is not decoration. It is the means by which the room communicates that it was made from real materials by real people and is inhabited by a real person. And that quality of realness is what no smooth, synthetic, uniform surface can ever provide. Lighting in a warm Japandi room is not a design afterthought. It is the element that determines whether the warmth of the materials and the philosophy of the space are actually experienced by the person living in it, or whether they are present in theory and lost in practice. The warm Japandi lighting approach draws from both of its parent traditions. From the Japanese, no overhead light as a primary source, multiple low points of warm light that create depth and shadow rather than eliminating them, and a preference for the quality of light that makes the room feel inhabited rather than illuminated. From the Scandinavian, the specific warmth of hygge lighting, candles, the amber glow of warm bulbs, the quality of light that makes a room feel like it is worth staying inside on a cold evening. In a small warm Japandi room, 3 sources are enough: one floor lamp in amber-toned shade in the corner, one table lamp beside the seating area, and 1 or 2 candles on the lowest surface in the room. Together, they create a quality of evening light that makes the amber wood glow, the linen soften, and the entire room feel, at whatever hour you enter it, like the best possible version of itself. Every warm Japandi room needs one natural element, singular, chosen with care, present not as decoration but as connection. Not a collection of plants arranged for visual interest, not a series of dried flowers adding texture to a styled shelf, but one specific thing from the natural world that the room would be genuinely less without. This might be a single branch of something seasonal: cherry blossom in spring, dried eucalyptus in autumn, pine in winter, placed in the simplest possible vessel where it can be seen from every seating position in the room. It might be one stone, chosen for its particular color or weight or surface, placed on the low table where it will be noticed and touched. Or it might be one plant, chosen not for its decorative contribution, but for its living presence, for the quality of something growing in the room that changes incrementally from day to day. The natural element in a warm Japandi room does what no designed object can do. It introduces time. The branch changes as the days pass. The plant grows. The stone is the same stone it has always been and will always be. And that permanence, placed beside the impermanence of the flowers, creates a relationship that makes the room feel, quietly and without announcement, complete. The bedroom is where the warm Japandi philosophy produces its most powerful effect, because it is the room where the quality of completeness matters most, where the difference between a room that simply looks calm and a room that actually produces calm is felt most directly in the body of the person sleeping there. A low-platform bed in warm amber walnut, closer to the floor than standard bed frames, with the particular quality of low furniture that makes ceilings feel higher and rooms feel more spacious. Bedding in natural undyed linen, not the crisp white of hotel sheets, but the warm cream of linen that has been washed many times and holds within its slightly rumpled surface the evidence of genuine rest. One warm lamp on each side, wall-mounted to free the floor, casting light at the level of the face of someone sitting in bed rather than illuminating the ceiling above them. And one natural element, a single branch, a small stone, one plant, that introduces the living world into the room where the body recovers from the day. This bedroom does not merely look restful. It produces rest, and that difference is the whole point of warm Japandi. The most common mistake made when attempting warm Japandi is adding warmth without maintaining the clarity that makes Japandi worth pursuing in the first place. More cushions, more plants, more objects, more texture, until the room has warmth but has lost the edited quality that was the entire reason for choosing Japandi over a more maximalist approach. Warmth in warm Japandi is not added through quantity. It is achieved through the specific quality of the materials chosen, and through the discipline of keeping the number of those materials limited while ensuring that each one carries maximum warmth within itself. One amberwood surface, properly chosen, warms a room more effectively than 3 pale wood surfaces combined. One natural linen textile in warm undyed tones contributes more warmth than 5 linen cushions in cooler tones. The warmth is in the selection, not the accumulation. The clarity of Japandi is maintained by applying the same editorial discipline that defines the style, keeping only what genuinely contributes, removing everything that is present by default rather than by decision. Warm Japandi is not Japandi plus warmth. It is Japandi in which every remaining element has been chosen for its warmth as the primary criterion. Small rooms need clarity, the absence of visual clutter that allows the brain to read the space fully rather than partially, and that makes the room feel larger than its dimensions. Japandi provides this. Small rooms need warmth, the quality of inhabitation that prevents a small, edited space from feeling like a cell rather than a home. Warm Japandi provides this. And small rooms need completeness. The sense that nothing is missing, that the space is exactly sufficient for the life being lived inside it, that less space has produced more care rather than more compromise. This is what Warm Japandi, uniquely among minimalist styles, consistently provides. The small room furnished in Warm Japandi does not feel like a large room that has been reduced. It feels like a room that is exactly the right size, complete, in the most satisfying sense of the word, for the person who lives in it. Warm Japandi does not make small rooms look bigger. It makes them feel complete, and that is worth considerably more. Ma gives the room its clarity. Hygge gives it its warmth. Amber wood, natural linen, and one thing from the natural world give it its life. Subscribe for a new interior video every week. And tell me in the comments, has Japandi ever felt too cold in your own space? And what did you add to make it feel like home?